this trend that marriages in Africa succeed more than when they come abroad. Like we've seen stories of people who have a very successful marriage back at home. Then when they travel abroad, they are faced with pressure, and at the end of the day, it affects their marriage. So I just want to hear your own view. What do you think is the cause, and do you have an advice on how we can curb it or minimize it?
Um, I think, in my own view, it's the over expectation of what life looks when someone is abroad. Back at home, things are a bit tough, so you're used to that life and working hard and providing. And there's always time in between whereby the parents have to stay with the kids and check on each other. But when you come here, you think you're coming to, paradise, and things are supposed to be smooth. But instead, things are actually tougher than back at home. You don't have time to check on each other. You don't have time to spend with each other. That makes it very difficult for people. And I think also the aspect of when you count money in dollars and think that this is a lot, but in real sense, when you actually hear you're spending so much of it, it gets frustrating, and you start projecting your anger and frustrations towards your partner, and then you just break up.
Oh, yeah. So it still boils down to finance and also the time they spend together. Hey.
Yeah.
Then you mentioned back at home. Where are you from?
So I am from Kenya, but originally I'm from Burundi and Rwanda.
Okay, so like back in Kenya now, or Burundi or Rwanda, do you reckon that you can have like a peaceful marriage there, even if you have your challenges? But do you think it is more that couples and the kids spend more time together and they bond more together than when they travel abroad? Or is it the same thing? Like, I'm from Nigeria. I know how it is back home. Like on Sundays, we dress together, couples dress up together, they go to church. The men are in the men's meeting in the church, the women are in the women's meeting in the church, the kids are in Sunday school. There are a lot of things for family to do, and the parents attend the kids' PTA meeting, and all of that. A lot of things to do in the family. And every night, most of the nights, the husband and wife sleep together.
Okay.
But here, I noticed that most of the night, the husband and wife, they don't sleep together. Either one is doing night shift, or one is doing day shift.
It's the other way around.
So in Kenya, is it the same way it is like in Nigeria?
No, I think it's mostly the same thing for most Africans home. And in Kenya, of course, people work they are during the day. But here, it's a 24-hour economy whereby, some work at night, some work during the day, which makes it a little bit more complicated. But back at home, it's mostly people who are working during the day, so you'd spend the night together. And I think I can give an example with my family, because each family has different dynamics. So with my family, we always had a thing where we prayed together in the evening, so that gives us time to spend together and check on each other. And then we'd always make a point to share meals at night, so that also helped. While sharing the meals, you get to check on, hey, how was your day, how was the other one's day. So that kind of like helped us bond. And because I also moved to Australia with my family, it makes it easy, because we still have that
continue the
consistency. So I think one thing that also people need to check, because even back at home with these current times, is that the same problems that are currently happening here are also starting to happen back at home. So it's not really the aspect of things that are happening here, but it's because when people move here, you start feeling like, I have rights, all that. My man can't tell me nothing. You start feeling more powerful and forgetting about the roles in the family, of which is something that people should always put into consideration, that at the end of the day, there are roles for a man and roles for a woman. Yeah.
So, okay, you talked about roles, family roles. Now, do you still do the role you played in your family at what number of child are you?
I'm the first child.
The fourth child. So you have roles as the fourth child in the family, right? So those roles you played as the fourth child in the family back in Africa, do you still play those roles here in Australia?
Yeah, I still do. And I think another thing to add on what you had asked earlier is that, when you come here, everyone has to work.
Yep.
Including the children. So I think here kids start working at like 13, if I'm not wrong, or maybe 14. So they start working, and that also brings in that separation, because now kids have to work. Like back at home, kids are in school and back at home with not so much responsibility. Here, everyone has to contribute to rent and daily life for you to be able to survive. We also makes it a bit of a problem when it comes to time for the family. But in my house, yeah, I still do play the same role as the first child, and we still are doing what we were doing back at home.
Like what and what?
So we do have to have dinner together, at least for those who are in the house, because now with working, some get a bit late. But we have to pray together for those who are in the house. Then Sunday we spend it together.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So will you say that for whatever reason or in whichever way, has there been a little bit of hesitance or hesitation from you performing your normal roles in Africa? Or do you think that the economy here, like you said, is 24 hours economy, and sometimes the family members are not all around? Do you think that it has impacted your family's union or your family's harmony in any way? Has it?
No.
It has not. So
Communication is everything. So whether we get to see each other or not, we always have to communicate and check on each other. I'm sure every family right now has a family chat group, whereby you can communicate.
family
And-
WhatsApp group.
Yeah, and coming back to the aspect of husband and wife separating more when they get here, is that they lack that communication and the principle that governed your relationship at the beginning. So when you start losing those principles of why we are together, you said it's for richer for worse, money aside. If you start losing those principles, then there's nothing you have to hold on to when you're having conflict. And one thing that I always value is having friendship in marriage or in any relationship, because then when you're fighting as a couple, you lean down to your friendship and you're able to conversate.
100%. Now you mentioned principle that formed the relationship, right? You did not mention love. Do you think the principle is love, or is this something else?
No, love.
Don't get me wrong. Love is a beautiful thing.
No, love is an important thing.
Yes, love is
Yeah,
very essential.
yes.
I think love is the. Okay, let me use constructive words like the builders we say. Say love is the cement that binds everything together.
Yeah.
You know, but there are other elements, isn't it? So, but some people would want to build solely on love, because it depends on how you understand the concept. Some could say that love embodies everything, but I think that love is an element that should be in the box that embodies everything. Love is not actually everything.
No, like you said, like if you use a house, if love is the cement, then for you to build a house, you need so many materials.
You need sand.
Yes.
You need water. You need the wood.
Exactly.
Then, most importantly, you need an engineer, a good engineer to build a house.
Love is not everything. Personally, I don't think love is everything, because love wears off with
100%.
time. I think you can get this from people who've been together for like 30 years. I don't think in those 30 years they've always had up and down.
It's not love that pushes them to that length.
No. So you must have something else that you're gonna hold on to, that's gonna help you remember when you're falling out of love, like what's this thing that's going to help us stick together. And I think one thing that also people lose as they get married, I'm not married, I'm not sure, is when people get married, they stop doing the things they used to do for each other when they were dating and getting to know each other. So you stop going out, you stop looking nice for each other, you stop putting in that effort.
You start wearing rapper and old wig
and wearing wigs.
while your husband is on Instagram scrolling left and right,
looking at who's looking nice. And people forget and stop putting in the effort for each other. They stop even checking on each other. They stop, there's that one important thing of someone just asking you, how are you doing today? Talk to me and tell me, is everything okay? How's work? People don't do that anymore. You're married for 5 years and now you start looking at this person as sister or brother. The dynamic of the relationship start changing. And now when you even have kids, it's all the love and the attention shifts from here to here, forgetting that at the end of the day, these kids are going to grow up and they're going to leave you with that husband and that wife, just the two of you. So you just need to work on how to strengthen your relationship each and every day, and keep doing the things you guys were doing initially when you were at that stage before the children or before the time you actually got married, because then that will keep the love burning.
Okay, so Do you think that a couple who's been like who are just married for like 2 years in Africa and they move abroad and probably they spend 2 nights together in 1 week? Um, do you think they're gonna have enough time to bond together and do all those things? Go for dinner dates, go for movie dates, do all of those things, because and they are just starting new in a new country. Do you think they're gonna have time to do that? Because if they don't do that, I think there's gonna be like a gap. The gap is gonna be enlarged as time goes on. It keeps going bigger and bigger. So, how do you think they're gonna manage their time in that timeline?
You have to create time. We are all too busy, but you must create time for your loved ones. And I don't think you can ever be too busy to not have time. You can just put in. Remember, at the end of the day, this is someone you're living with. So putting in 1 hour to just get out of the house and take a stroll. You don't have to do something so major, but just take a stroll. Just create time for that person so that you can be able to bond. I get things here are a bit difficult and a bit more complex than at home, but at the end of the day, you need to be present.
Like your husband that does, I know a guy. He does only night shifts. All his shifts are all night shifts. So you could say in a month he never sleeps with his wife. So the only time he gets to actually make up with his wife is when he comes out back in the day and the wife is off. So for real, all his shifts are night shifts. He starts.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah. So or he's gonna take time off from work and so he can make out with his wife because. And again, one very important thing. See, this is very serious. People make this mistake. They will come to any country. They start acquiring a lot of debts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mortgage here and there, here and there. They want to get the most sophisticated gadgets and stuff and vehicles. Before you know, they have debts this high, and to pay off those mortgage, you have to work extra hours and overtime. And when you do this, you put a lot of pressure on your body, on yourself, on your relationship, and everything. So, people don't really take into cognizance the need for delayed gratification. You have to take your time gradually to get the things you want. Don't get everything now because they can buy things on credit and on mortgage. And when they put their hands so high to what they can't afford, they take them on credit, and they have to work extra hours to pay off those things. Do you think that is another reason why some couples don't have time to spend together?
It still falls down under financial baggage, and it can be a reason, but at the end of the day, you need to sacrifice. So, like the instance of this particular friend of yours, both him and the wife.
No, he's not my friend, actually. He's not my friend. I just know him. He's not my friend.
Okay, this person.
Yeah, I know him.
Okay.
I know him too well. This guy works only night shift. He does only night shifts.
So at the end of the day, he needs to also, in this kind of situation, you need to make compromises and sacrifice. You have to put in a lot of, because how else will it work?
So you're going to sacrifice your income?
No, not sacrifice your income. Let's not look at it like they're sacrificing income. Because at the end of the day, you have to sacrifice one thing or you're going to lose the other thing.
That's what I'm saying.
So you have to put in a balance.
You're going to sacrifice your income.
Not
right?
Maybe, but just find a balance, find a middle ground. For the wife and him to be able to work, they need to find a middle ground.
And if you don't make that money, your wife is still going to leave you.
No, but it's not always about the money. The same way we said it's not about the love. It's not always about the money. Some women are not there for the money. Some women have more money than men. Yes, so
that's true.
Yeah, some women have more money than men. It's not about the money. It's just we have to find a balance for us to coexist together and find that happiness. Because you can have so much money in the world and you're not happy at all.
100%.
So what do you do in that case?
All right, what do you do in that case? So if you know what you're going to do in that case,
tell us.
Let's see your own views in the comment section, okay? These are all more problems that people are facing out here. Trust me. If you have your views, if you have your story, feel free to share. All right?
I have a question for you.
Oh, all right.
Do you believe that in a marriage, you can fall out of love and just love the person, but you're not in love with the person?
What? I'm confused. You say, come again?
So, you talked to the other guy about how people would get married for 30 years, and the woman at some point stopped loving the man, but stayed for the kids. Do you believe that woman actually might love the man, but is not in love with the man? There's a difference between love and love.
Yeah. You see, like I said, I keep saying the word love is used for so many things. Now, I think love is a feeling, right? Love is a feeling, a positive passion you feel towards someone. So people, people, people love for different reasons, right? So when you say you can love someone and not be in love with them, like you love your parents, you love your siblings, you love your friends, but you're not in love with them. Okay, but for your spouse, you don't just need to love them; you need to be in love with them.
Exactly.
See, that's what you need. You need to be in love with them, not just love them. So if you're loving them and not in love with them, it is cheating. Yeah, because
What?
100%. It is cheating because
How?
he feels that you are in love with him, but you are not in love with him. So he feels he's in the it's just in the relationship alone. You are falling out of love with him, but you telling him you love him and you're not in love with him. It is cheating because you could actually be in love with someone else, or
No,
I'm
no,
coming.
no.
Come, you could be in love with someone else or in love with nobody, but he is in love with you, but you are not in love with him. It is cheating
Wow, that's crazy.
because listen, see, if you are not in love with him, then why make him feel as though you are in love with him? How would you love him and you're not in love with him? So it is deceptive.
Some marriages fail, and people don't realize that the marriage has failed. And women fall out of love before leaving the
Exactly,
relationship.
100%.
This is most women. They would stop loving you before they leave you, but they can't stay with you because they care for you. And when you care for someone, you actually love them, but you're not in love with them.
It is not care. I don't think it's care. See,
You do.
you know what I think it is? I think they're with you because they pity you.
No.
They feel if I leave this man, he can't even clean, can't even make his food, he can't even, he's so used to me, he could be heartbroken, I have problems. So out of pity, they just stay with you. But
I can't stay with you out of pity, my dear. I can't.
you see, so why would you stay with someone who you're falling out of love with? Because if you're falling out of love with him, there is a reason why you fell out of love with him.
There are people who stay in marriages, to be exact, because we're talking about marriage. They're fallen out of love, but they're still there because they care about the person and they care about what they've made out of
Together.
that love, which are the kids. So they would stay there for the kids because they care about the children and they care about what's the outcome of the separation and how it's gonna affect the kids.
100%. That's
So
what I'm saying. Yeah.
so they're not pitying you.
Yes,
They're not
yeah,
pitying
yeah,
you.
that's what I'm
They
saying.
just care about you and the kids.
They are there,
But they
for the
love you.
kids. Oh,
They love you. They're not in love with you.
See,
The fact that you have to coexist with someone in the same house and know that we are not together but we are coexisting, that is love. I love you, but I'm not in love with
do
you.
you know that the time, there's a time like why I like using our parents is because my parents have been married for over 40 years and thereabout.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations to
And
your
I've
parents.
not seen them get physical with each other, but they could have misunderstanding and that's it. It doesn't go more than a day, which is normal. Now, but my point is this: if someone falls out of love for your spouse, right? What you owe them is to be in love with them, not just to say I love you, but you're not in love with them. Because if you fall, if a family, if a family stays together, right? The man and the woman, they are together. They both believe that they're in love with each other, right?
Okay.
So if one starts feeling that I'm no longer in love with this man, but I'm gonna still stay, it is for one reason, either for the kids or for the things they built together.
Okay.
Now, if they don't have kids, if you're married to a man who does not have kids, right? Trust me, it is easier for the woman to leave. It is very, very easier. No matter how rich the man is or how broke he is, once the woman has fallen out of love with him, she does not love him anymore. Her heart is gone from that relationship. She'll be looking for cogent reasons to leave. And once she finds that reason, she leaves immediately. If she does not, there's nothing about it, but if she falls out of love with the man, and there are some beautiful kids running around here, the fruits of
So you have a reason to stay?
the fruit of their labor, the fruit of their labor. See, and these cute kids are all out there. So trust me, she's going to be there for those kids. If she's like a mother who wants to be, she loves the kids love especially when the kids love the dad, she's going to be there for those kids. But
And that's in Africa. Here, people have understood how to co-parent and live separately, but still have the kids
Some people don't even want to raise their kids co-parenting. So
in Africa.
Yeah, even some people here, they say they don't want their kids to be living double life, live here, live there, live. They don't want their kids to be confused, so they want to stay for the moment till their kids turn maybe 18, when they are a little bit adolescents, so they could live then.
I don't encourage that. If it's done, it's done. I don't encourage women sacrificing all their love to stay there for kids who are going to leave them eventually. Yeah, I don't encourage that.
And the snag there, like the problem with that decision is this: you're waiting for the kids to get 18 years. What about you?
Exactly.
You're not getting any younger.
You're not getting any younger unless in the process of the issue you end up solving the issue, and that's the ultimate end goal, that we are going to try and work things out for ourselves, but don't stay there until just the kids are 18 to eventually leave. Because if you want to eventually leave, you might as well just leave now.
Yes, 100%. So if you get back to that case when you are 35, just add 18 years to you 35 years old.
Exactly. And now you have no other chances out there.
No, your chances are so slim.
Yeah.
So slim. You're gonna be a cougar. All right,
sugar
people.
mommy.
Yeah, sugar mommy, sort of. And trust me, there's no true love being a sugar mommy. That's not true love.
Or sugar daddy.
Or sugar daddy.
Or sugar daddy for that
sugar
matter.
Daddy, yeah. It's all right. So if you know the solution or the problem to whatever, oh yeah, blah 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 blah.
The blah 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 is too.
Yeah.